Welcome to DevCast episode 4. I'm Ethan.
And I'm Shy.
And today we'll be reacting to relationship drama stories featuring Reddit. Our first topic of the day is, what is your most effed up relationship story?
Y'all gotta let us know too down in the comments.
Oh yeah, for sure. Messed up, most embarrassing moments, worst relationships, worst first dates.
Mm-hmm.
We want to see it all down in the comments.
We're judgmental, but not as judgmental as a lot of people out there.
Sure.
Okay, let's get into it. Alright. This deleted profile said, I have a gluten allergy. My ex was banging my roommate, and I found out because he had passed out on the couch, and I saw his phone light up with her name, so I read the text between them. They'd been sleeping together since a week after she and I started dating, which was 10 months before. One of the texts I read, which occurred multiple times, was my ex sprinkling flour into my food so I'd take a Benadryl and pass out on nights they really wanted to F. It had happened a dozen times that I could think of. They even went out of town together for a week after both coming up with excuses that they'd both be out of town but on different sides of the country, and I had no reason not to believe them because I trusted them both completely. I cut off all contact with them and moved out of the condo. They got married a year later and now have 2 kids together, so I'm happy for them in some ways and disappointed in other ways.
My ex was banging my roommate. How would you feel about that living situation? Why would you still be living with your ex whenever he or she, is it a he or a she?
Well,
is with
I
another
think,
girl. What?
But I think they're saying like my ex was banging my roommate because there's like, it's now the ex. But I think in that time they were dating. So it wasn't the ex.
Hey man, what do they always say? Don't let your girlfriend stop you from finding your wife. And he found his wife, and they have a family together. 2
that's
kids.
Crazy.
Man, they said you're not the one, but your friend
is the one.
That's the baddie.
That's why if you live with someone, don't bring your boyfriend or girlfriend over.
Man,
don't do it.
You gotta cut contact off from all your pretty friends. Bring them around the ugliest friends you got. Luckily, all my friends are ugly.
I mean, alright. Okay. There's another story that correlates with that title. They said he lied about his age, status, and all that. Told me he's 35 when turns out he's 48. Told me he's single while actually divorced 2 times and 2 kids. One of them is only a year younger than me. He looks fit, young, and bald, so I can't see many white hair. Mentally abusive too, only there for me when he needed me and disappeared when I needed him. We had more sex than dates in a negative way. He's always wanted sex and always got excuses when it comes to dates. So basically, I was a F-toy.
Whose grandma is on the internet writing these posts, man? She said he was 48. How old is she? 53? In her 50s? Old white lady on the internet.
I mean, no, she said he lied, though. He was supposed to be 35.
Yeah.
So she's young. That's sick.
That's sick.
Has kids.
Your grandpa is in you.
It's practically my dad.
Hold up.
Baby.
Cut it. Cut that.
Okay, we're gonna move on.
Next story. What's the next one, baby? What romantic relationship has caused you the most drama? I'm sure everybody's got some stories.
Oh, yeah. For sure. Okay, let's start off with one. This was only a year ago. He said, being left 3 months postpartum. Oh, it's a female. Restart. She said
being 2026.
She said being left 3 months postpartum because my ex couldn't handle postpartum hormones, and family life. Baby is only 5 months now, so this one's still fresh.
Oh, okay, so...
That's what caused her the most drama.
Because somebody left her pregnant.
No, postpartum. Come on, baby, get it right.
After pregnancy?
Yes, and when you're postpartum, any woman out there knows, okay, I've never had a kid, but I've done so much research, and he knows. I just have heard when you're postpartum, that is when you really mentally struggle and go through it because the hormones, your body is trying to go back to normal. There's so many things you're going through. So when men do that, they're not men. They're boys. Just saying. My opinion.
I told her the other day, this girl at work was pregnant. She went from 120 pounds to 200 pounds.
Yeah, and if I get that way because I'm only like 125, I would kill myself. I told him I would be, I don't even think I can say it.
You would do things that are unbearable.
Exactly.
Because
and
your fat rolls are unbearable.
I just would be depressed. I would be so depressed.
Baby, you're supposed to be optimistic to the viewer.
I can't. I gotta say my honest opinion, okay? Depression would be real. Just saying.
Guys, don't listen to her. You're beautiful either way. You were just better before.
Alright, let's just move on to the next topic because this one's a long one.
Relationship, get ready for it. Horror stories you've heard about in our experience, which have contributed to you being happily single by choice forever.
Forever.
And the only people that say they're happily single by choice are women.
No.
Men don't say I'm single by choice.
Whatever.
Let's be for real.
Okay. Here's 2 stories I heard about from coworkers when I was teaching English in China. Okay. Number 1.
Dude, you make good money doing that.
I know.
Somebody told me.
For a whole year.
Yeah, somebody told me, you already know English, you might as well go over there and make some money, bro. It's like 50 to 70K in the, I was about to say something racist, and Chinese money.
Oh, okay. Anyways. First story. A fellow foreign teacher at one of the places I worked at, who was an American in her 50s, had a Chinese wife in her 30s. Oh. Rewind. Cut this out.
I'm not cutting it out.
Number 1.
She can't English. She's not being a teacher in China.
Okay, number 1. A fellow foreign teacher at one of the places I worked at, who was an American in his 50s, had a Chinese wife in her 30s. The later of whom had a 9-year-old daughter from a previous marriage. The American also had been previously divorced in the U.S. He said that his new wife was always so nice and so friendly to him all the time, but then as soon as they celebrated their 2nd wedding anniversary, which is the date when all the visa restrictions on the spouse's U.S. green card are lifted, she skipped. She was gone.
She bolded it.
She fled to California from China with her daughter and said, I want my daughter to go to school in the U.S., and so a few months later, he and she both separately had to fly to the city in China where they originally gotten married in order to get their divorce finalized, and that was it.
That's the whole story?
Yeah, that's the first story.
She was lame as hell. That was not good.
Okay.
Next story.
We're not even gonna
we
talk
just
about
ruined
it. Yeah,
10 minutes of their time.
Skit.
What was that?
Okay, let's see. Let's hope the second one is better.
I hope it's not written by the same person.
Alright.
They need to get off Reddit and get on, I don't know, man, ChatGPT, learn some comedy.
Okay. Second one, my coworkers told me that a foreign male teacher at another training center in the Chinese city I lived in had married a local. He had always been so happy to save more than half his income from his teaching job. After 2.5 years, he'd managed to save the equivalent of $30,000. And so one day, he checked his account balance and the money was gone. He asked his wife, hey, what happened to the $30K? I've been saving up these last few years. She replied, oh, I guess I didn't tell you. I spent that money on my cousin's wedding. So within 2 months after that, the foreign teacher and his local wife were divorced. Damn.
I would
do
memorable things to that woman.
$30K?
2.5 years. That's like $1,500 a month, I think.
Oh my god.
Is how much you have to be saving every single month. You've been working for 2.5 years with a lady. See, that's why I say you don't really know the person that you're with now, do you?
30K? Okay. 30K? On your cousin's wedding? You didn't even spend it on a car
What about
or
their
something.
wedding? Did they even have a wedding? They're married.
What?
How much they spend on their wedding? They probably spent $5K on there. They probably went to the courthouse.
Dude, I would be pissed.
Dude.
I would lose my shit.
I would be like that one dude when he recorded the whole documentary of moments leading up.
Alright. Okay, let's not. Okay, I don't know if this is another story, but I think this is another story. It started with, I have a good friend who still lives there today who's been married to a local for more than 12 years and who's had 2 kids with her. Her parents also live together with them in the same condo. Don't ever do that unless you really need help.
Don't live with your parents, bruh. Once you're 18, get out of there as quick as possible. Unless you want to save your money and be single, do not bring your relationship, your couple, over to your parents' house. You do not want to be adulted by your parents.
Yeah, I just...
Unless they're billionaires, then bring them over there.
Alright, and then... But he works a whooping 60 hours a week to support his family now. He has a regular day job teaching, plus a part-time gig on the side doing translation work. He told me he's always feeling exhausted and has no time for anything else. So I guess that's supposed to be the story with the happy ending. As of my experiences, I always told the woman I met that I'm child-free by choice. At first, they usually said, oh, that's okay, no problem. But then, about 2 minutes later in the conversation, I also revealed that I'd had a vasectomy when I was 25. That's like, you're real serious about no kids. Like,
yeah,
you're...
he meant what he said when he said
25?
by choice.
And that was a discussion within himself.
I'm literally about to be 25, and I want kids eventually.
Damn.
Not at 25, but
I know.
I wouldn't just snip and clip. Just
Why not just prevent? Why not just use a condom or something?
Or pull out.
That too. Okay.
Okay, dog. Loudest sigh ever from our dog. She don't like the stories. Let's move on to this next Reddit post. This one. Story time family drama.
Let's hope this one's good. This was 6 months ago, so this was recent.
Oh yeah, 2026.
Alright. I come from a very dysfunctional family. My mom has long-standing mental health issues and can be extremely intense and emotionally unhinged at times.
Wow, way to call your mom out in the first
I know, like damn. Both her and my father have also been physically violent in the past, particularly in their relationship. Our household growing up was chaotic, loud, and unhealthy. I'm not denying any of that, but there is another truth that exists at the same time. Despite her poor mental health and bad life choices, my mom loved us with her entire heart. She was not perfect, far from it, but I genuinely believe she was a good mom. We always had a very close relationship with her. She was emotionally invested, deeply attached to all of us, and supported my sisters and me well into adulthood.
You know, that's the weird thing about, like, I don't know, like, kid, father, mother relationships. Is no matter how bad your parents are, they always try to validate and justify their actions. Yeah, my mom beat the living hell out of me, but she bought me clothes for school.
See?
But she put shoes
It's like,
on
I
my
feel
feet.
like when you can relate to, like, certain parts of stories like this, I feel like you as a person will understand where the other person is coming from. Because it's not as simple as people say, it's like so easy to just let go and forget about them. You never can, because first, if they were always around and they're like your main parent, if you were to speak, is what I'm hearing, is like basically her mom was her main parent and took care of them, even though she wasn't the best emotionally, or maybe she might have abused them or whatever. At the end of the day, they still love her. Doesn't mean that they're going to choose her over everybody else. It seems like she still loves her mom, but I feel like as we go on through this story, she's going to say like she cut her off, or like she doesn't involve her. It's
like an onion, many layers.
Yeah.
Can't just be taken at surface level.
Yeah. Okay.
Continue.
Alright. My parents have never had money. They've struggled financially their entire lives, but no matter how bad things were, they always made sure we had amazing holidays and birthdays, new school clothes, and the things that made us feel loved as kids. Even in the middle of addiction,
validity,
and chaos, they showed up for us in the ways they could. That context matters because what happened later was not justified by the past. Earlier this year, while I was out of town for work, pet sitting several hours away, a violent incident occurred in my mom's home involving one of my siblings' partners. This happened inside a house that my mom and stepfather pay for. The rent alone is over $3,000 a month, plus utilities.
Hold up. That is very contradicting. How is she going to say her parents don't have money, but they can afford a $3,000 a month house?
I think that's why she specified the rent alone is $3,000 a month, plus utilities.
That means they got money. They just be spending it on stuff they don't need.
Yeah.
$3,000 a month is expensive. Where they living?
We're still not hearing this.
Alright, keep going. I don't want to ruin it. Yeah.
My sister and her partner live there and contribute $500 a month total. They do not pay utilities, food, or other household expenses. Combined, they make less than $20,000 a year, meaning they are heavily financially reliant on my parents. Prior to this arrangement, they had never paid rent at all. So what I'm thinking, I think her parents didn't have money when she was younger. But I'm thinking now they have money and are able to pay all this. And I feel like her sibling is like using the parents now. That's what I'm getting so far.
Give me $500 a month. I don't know.
That ain't nothing.
Do you think, that's a good question, do you think that parents should charge their kids rent?
Yeah, because I'm curious, because personally, I don't think so.
I don't think so either. I think if that's your kid, then that was your destiny as a parent.
Well, I also think you should be able to afford, if you've been able to afford your kid living in the house when they were younger, then how can you not afford for them to live in the house when they're 19 and grown?
Your mama gonna love this.
Alright. The partner has also been supported by my parents for years. He was essentially taken in and helped by them since he was around 14 years old. Wow, that's crazy. So her sister's boyfriend or partner has been around since he was 14 years old. So technically that's like their kid.
Yeah, that's a good way to look at it. I've heard of relationships like that.
Yeah.
When they've known each other like their whole life, so it's like...
And then they just get together and then they
son-in-law
stay with
is
the
basically their son.
Yeah, it's crazy.
It's interesting. But relationships like that, when we watch these shows like The Ultimatum, you learn that those relationships are very toxic.
Yeah,
when
and they never work for a long, long time.
Yeah, when you're young, you're a kid. You still have to grow up and become an adult, and then people part ways. There's so much
toxicity.
Yeah, that word. Sorry, I have a speech impediment.
Yeah.
It's okay. But there's so much toxicness in that relationship, and most of the time when people know their partner from a young age, it fails.
Yeah.
Because people grow and people change.
Mm-hmm. And they're so stuck.
But they keep going back to comfort. They keep going back to one another.
Comfortability will
It's
kill.
ridiculous. Yeah.
All
Don't
right.
get too comfortable. Be comfortable doing the uncomfortable. Explore your options.
Not with people, though. Okay. He is now...
Read it.
He is now 23 years old, a fully grown adult. On the night of the incident, my mom was not arguing with him. She had been arguing with my sister, not her partner. He was not involved in the argument and had not been provoking her. She has also never laid a hand on him or attacked him in any way over the 10 years of him being in our family. At some point during that argument, my mom aggressively knocked on a closed bedroom door inside her own home. She was knocking to ask them if she could borrow their car the next day to get to a doctor's appointment. This distinction matters. When my mom has been violent in the past, it has only happened during an active, heated argument. She does not randomly attack people or barge into rooms to assault someone. If she had intended to be physically violent, she would not have knocked. Knocking is consistent with verbal confrontation, not physical assault.
Why is she defending her mom?
She's defending her mom like so much. In
text, but also...
Oh my god.
She's not only defending her, she doesn't realize that she's literally writing a whole speech for the cops.
Yeah. And they're probably going to look back on this like...
She's incriminating her mom while trying to defend her.
So much.
My mom usually doesn't knock the out of somebody,
yeah,
but she was just knocking for verbal confrontation, and then bro got it.
Like, what?
Mama don't back down.
Yeah, I guess.
Mama there.
Right?
That's how you're going to be.
Okay, anyways. When the partner opened the door, my mom likely would have yelled something and then walked away. Instead, he opened the door and immediately forcefully pushed her hard enough to cause a large intermediate bruise on her chest. Only after being pushed did my mom react and come back swinging. I don't blame her. At that point, he punched her directly in the mouth. The punch caused severe injuries. She lost 4 teeth, had significant facial swelling and bruising, and later that night began experiencing heart attack-like symptoms. My mom is 56 years old, has 8 heart stents, and multiple serious health conditions. That's why it took a toll on her. She old, and she already got health issues. It just seems to me that it was unnecessary for him to even do that. But it doesn't add up, because why would someone just open a door and all of a sudden, boom?
Yeah, I don't get it. If she really was just knocking, why would he open the door and push her?
It doesn't make sense.
That doesn't make sense. I mean, I don't know the real story. Maybe that's what the mom told her daughter. But look, all I'm saying is 2026, we're all equal at this point.
Yeah.
Somebody comes swinging at you, man or woman, they gotta get it. You just gonna sit there and let them stump all over you? Nah, Mama Bear getting taken down by Papa Bear.
All right. Despite the severity of her injuries,
unless they need it,
my mom did not want to ruin my sister's or her partner's lives. She chose not to involve the police, even though she likely should have. She also refused to seek immediate medical attention because she knew it would create documentation that could have serious consequences for them. Instead, she stayed home injured, shaken, and in pain. Despite this, both of my sisters immediately protected him and labeled the assault self-defense.
Nah,
that's wild. The audacity.
I know I said we're equal, but you can't be a woman busted up with proof and then
not go to the hospital.
Not go to the hospital
and call the police.
Or call the police. I guarantee you, if you're a woman in need because a man hit you, regardless of what you did, unless you stabbed or shot that man, they're going to validate you. You're not going to jail that night. I don't think you're going to jail. I think the man's going to get arrested.
Well, I don't think he had any injuries on him.
Exactly. That's another thing.
So that's all the proof you need. Yeah.
If not, it's like a he said, she said, but she has the physical injuries, which is proof, evidence, documentation.
Yeah. Oh my gosh.
I feel like there's more to the story than the daughter is just covering it up and she's ruining it for me. I get it though.
Right.
Family protect family.
Yeah. Well, they didn't protect them all. So no, take it back, babe. Instead of staying to make sure my mom was safe or seeking medical help, They drove approximately 45 minutes away and left her completely alone for the night with no vehicle, no monitoring, and no support while she was experiencing cardiac symptoms. Because I was out of town, I stayed on FaceTime with my mom all night, terrified she might die. I was the only person checking on her, keeping her awake, monitoring her symptoms, and making sure she wasn't alone. Here is where the gaslighting began. I just want to say one thing before I keep continuing. The gaslighting, I hate when people gaslight. Like, the gaslighting drives me absolutely...
Mic fail.
Intermission. Drives me absolutely bonkers. Like, it makes me want to punch me in the face. Anyways, immediately after the incident, one of my sisters, who was not present, was 45 minutes away at her own apartment and did not witness anything, told me that earlier that day the partner had been at her apartment and she said he was going to punch my mom. She said she thought he was joking. Based solely on that word of mouth information, she got in her car, drove to my parents' house, and removed my sister and her partner, claiming they needed to be saved from my mom, even though my mom was the one who had been seriously injured. Later that same night, she completely reversed her story and told me, I never said he said that to me earlier, and you have no proof otherwise. In the days that followed, the narrative fully shifted. Instead of acknowledging the severity of the injuries or the medical risk, my family rewrote the story. They justified the violence by saying, my mom has been violent in the past, she provoked it because she had been violent years ago. It was acceptable that a grown man punched a medically fragile older woman in the face. They denied prior statements. They claimed I misheard or imagined things. They said that because I wasn't physically in the room, I didn't know what really happened.
Facts.
Despite the fact I heard it live on FaceTime and saw the injuries afterward. To this day, they continue to justify his behavior. What I will say, I have learned in the past that whenever, like the mom, I know she's 56, but I feel like she should have known if she was on FaceTime with her daughter who was hours away, I feel like they should have been screen recording that whole FaceTime. Because then you'll have the proof. Because I've learned in the past that, like, when, we'll get into that maybe in another episode, but, like, I learned in the past when you're about to get beat up or something and you're on FaceTime with people, it doesn't help if you're not screen recording or if you just don't have a video. Like, even if it's just a voice video, it's more than enough proof than you having, like, the actual...
Yeah, you gotta present
recording.
some type of evidence.
Yeah.
So screen record, voice record, do whatever you have to do. Because
yeah.
the cops aren't gonna believe you unless you present some proof of evidence. That's the hard truth, man. You can be beat up and you can say this person hit you and they're gonna be like, how do you prove this person hit you?
Yeah.
You better record, man. We got cameras. Technology's only getting better.
She said they denied prior statements. They claimed I misheard or imagined things. They said that because I wasn't physically in the room, I didn't know what really happened. Okay, I did read that. Okay, let's skip. To this day, they continue to justify his behavior. One sister insists that because he's never been violent before, this doesn't mean he's violent. I cannot reconcile that logic. If someone has the ability to punch a sick older woman in the face, they have the ability to do that to anyone. Facts. Facts. What makes them think that, like, he won't do that to the girlfriend or the sisters?
Maybe they're getting the benefit of the doubt because they know how the mom is and then they're just kids. I think they're minors.
I hope. No, they gotta be in their 20s because she said their sister has an apartment. Mm-hmm.
I just heard since 14 earlier in this story.
And then they said, since this incident, my mom has been completely broken. Her mental health has deteriorated significantly, and the stress has only worsened her physical health. My stepdad recently lost his job, and they are struggling to afford basic necessities like food and medication. And the joke of it is my sister and her partner still live with them for free, despite all of that my mom allowed them to continue to live there without a real apology or accountability. Watching this unfold while my sisters treat them with contempt and act superior has been devastating. I wish I were there in a better financial position to take away their problems and give them the peace and stability they deserve. What am I struggling with most isn't just the violence, it's the moral collapse afterward. I know my mom is intense, I know she is difficult, I know our childhood was far from healthy, but none of this makes what happened okay. I was especially close with one of my sisters, and realizing who she's chosen to be in all of this has been one of the hardest things to swallow. I know my family isn't perfect, but I never thought they justified violence like this. I don't think I'll ever see them the same way again.
Let's read the first comment. I want to see what somebody else has to say.
What?
First off, I don't even believe your mom. Second, good for him for whacking her done. Bet she's been doing all kinds of things to push the narratives. Now your mom becomes your problem. Not only that, you're growing based off of just what she says is her dragging you into things that had nothing to do with you or anything to do with them. She knows she has health issues and she keeps pushing people around and thinks she's on top of the world. Sorry to say this, but you're on the wrong side of this. That's the first comment to the thing. And honestly, I believe her mom's pushing narratives too. Her mom probably got hit by the door. She probably hit herself.
I think the mom may have started in a different way to like build up his anger or something.
I don't know. Unless you're there.
Yeah, I don't know.
Never know.
That's a crazy story, though. That's a crazy story.
Last story. I'm a 23 male, and I'm having some relationship drama. Who can relate? Probably every 23-year-old male out there, and female.
Too bad you're not 23 anymore.
And in between.
Old as hell. Anyways, hi. I posted a while ago about how I messed up.
I still got 23-year-old stamina.
You wish. He'd be like this.
I'm 24-year-old male having some relationship drama.
Okay, anyways, this gotta be a dude. Not to be like that, but it gotta be.
It says male!
Oh.
I just said that!
Why are you yelling?
I'm not yelling.
Okay. Hi, I posted a while ago about how I messed up and was caught flirting with another girl after me and my now ex, 21-year-old female, had a rocky patch in our relationship.
21? Yep. 21 and done.
2 years apart.
Wow.
It has now been close to 5 months since this happened. I've apologized, made promises, and respected everything that she's felt. However, we have been off and on because she'll get angry at me over something small or tell me she's struggling to get over it. I've respected her feelings about it and have just been nice to her and understanding, giving her any space she's requested. Recently, it's been a struggle to get anything good going. I noticed a pattern that I even addressed to her. She'll leave and say she wants time or space after spazzing out on me over something. Then 2 weeks later, she'll come back, have sex with me multiple times, say she loves and cares about me, that she's struggling to forgive me, but will say she does at the same time say that what happened really wasn't that big of a deal and had admitted to doing the same thing I did before. Even told me she got head from another man earlier in the relationship after a big fight we got into 4 years ago.
Look, this is the thing about young relationships. You have to know
she immature.
When to cut it off.
Yeah.
You have to understand.
That's crazy.
When somebody does something, they're going to do it again. And when you're young, people are becoming adults. They don't know what they really want out of life. You're in this situationship. She says she just got eaten out by some dude 4 years ago in a relationship and they're still together. How are you still with this girl?
And she's
4 years ago, she was 17.
She's flirted with another man before.
She was 7. That's what you get. She got ate out, but the flirting is what gets you.
All of it pisses me off.
All I'm saying, man, is you gotta respect yourself. You gotta love yourself, because if not, you're gonna end up in situations like this. Open up your keyboard and go typing away and being a warrior on Reddit when everybody else is just gonna call you a stupid idiot for even still being with this woman.
Yeah,
You're
he's
young.
just stupid,
Explore.
honestly. He
Explore.
got time to go and see what else. There's billions of fish in
Whoa!
the sea.
The next sentence says, say what it says.
It's gotten to a point that I'm not sure what to feel. I love and care for this woman. However, I'm beginning to feel her and just used for sex when she misses me. More and more when the cycle continues, the spaz outs are getting worse each time as well. I've been verbally assaulted, physically assaulted, punched in my face, belittled and disrespected, even belittled that fact that I can't do my normal job at the moment because of the injury I got while working. I understand I messed up, but I'm starting to feel like this has gone beyond karma for me. I'm just unsure what to do now. Why does loving someone have to suck so much?
Bro, this is what pisses me off in this world. Woman does XYZ. Man is too gullible, can't stand up for himself, getting emasculated and walked all over by this woman. And then he blames it on himself, and he's wondering why it's affecting everything around him in his life. Because this woman is draining all of his energy. He knows the problem, but he loves and cares for this woman. It's weird how life works, isn't it?
That's just...
It's your fault, buddy.
Yeah,
you deserve. He deserves it.
Well, he doesn't deserve it, but he could have just
He does.
left.
He deserves it, because you have to go through the fire and flames in order to become the person you're meant to become.
All right.
Him being dumb is gonna make him
Well,
wiser.
let's give him some props, though.
Failures don't count, only success does.
Because he did say, update, relationship has ended.
I'd hope so. It only lasted half your life.
I mean, at
so
least
far.
it ended eventually. Because usually I've heard, like, when people get abused, it's hard for them to leave for some reason. But he said, after my ex, who's 21 female, said a lot of untrue, hurtful things about me, refused to let me speak for myself, then threatened to call the cops on me for wanting to come talk to her in person. Absolutely insane. I gave up and just let her do whatever she wants, and I'm not involving myself with her anymore. It's the morning after all of this happened, and I feel like absolute crap, but don't understand why. Shouldn't I feel good? Shouldn't I feel like I've dodged a bullet? Why does everything she said keep ringing in my head? I'm typically very thick-skinned.
No, you're not, buddy.
It
Stop
takes
lying
a
to
lot
yourself.
for someone to say something that'll hurt me. But for some reason, I keep repeating what she said in my head and questioning myself. Why do I feel like this? I really don't get it. Is this normal feeling after being in a situation like this? Personally, honestly, like...
It's a very normal feeling.
Yeah,
We're
and
all
I
human.
just... And I feel like also men, they just don't understand that it's okay for them to have feelings and feel their emotions. And she clearly drained the life out of him, and he's feeling it now. And so I feel like that's why he's like, why am I this? Why am I that?
I think it's important to understand both sides of the story.
Mm-hmm.
I think he should take what he got from this relationship and use that to his advantage. Work on himself, see what he did wrong, see what he could do better, and become a better man. That way when he puts himself in his next relationship, he's that better man for his partner.
Yeah.
What would be wrongful of this is he takes this relationship, starts to hate women like a lot of men do, and they start blocking off their emotions and not allowing themselves to communicate with their partner.
Well, he doesn't seem like he would, because he just seems like he's an emotional dude.
And that's what I'm saying, but emotional men get hurt so many times that they become cold.
Yeah.
Because the world is cold and women are cold.
I just think they have a really toxic relationship is what it's giving off. And
Who doesn't?
if you're in a toxic relationship, please leave. If you can leave, get out of that as fast as you can.
Yeah.
Even if it's hard to leave, you need to build up the courage and get the hell out of there.
Yeah, and the thing is, people already know the answer.
Yeah.
They go to seeking validation from everybody else, asking what they should do, asking XYZ.
Mm-hmm.
It's like you already know the answer. The answer from everybody is going to be leave. If the answer is not leave,
leave that friend because that's not a good friend, bro.
Yeah.
Leave. I hope you all enjoyed this conversation, this video, and as always, same table, different conversation. And remember, take it easy.